Good evening, Steel City. Welcome to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On tonight's show, the Robert Morris Colonials, your Horizon regular season champions, play a home game. Game one of their tournament and win by 21 points, now advancing to the semifinals. They did this in front of a record-setting attendance turnout. Do we have ourselves a Cinderella team on the horizon for the NCAA tournament? Pittsburgh Penguins were active during the NHL trade deadline and foreseeing no playoff contention play. A strong amount of games in a little less than 2 weeks, losing 6 of their last 7 and being challenged by NHL personnel to get with it and play some hockey with respect for your captain and future Hall of Famer. Ouch! More black and gold tarnish. Let's go Pens. I have an NFL trivia question I will throw out there about quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Let's have some fun with it, and it does not involve the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Yinzer Report will give out his projected starting lineup for the Buccos' upcoming season, which is steadily approaching. Are you Pirates fans ready for the Yankees to come into Pittsburgh? And we see opening day, Garrett Cole versus Paul Skeens. What an opening day matchup that's going to be. I sure am. I can't wait. Let's go Pirates. I will start tonight's show off with our tremendous sponsors. IE Sports Radio do sponsor Vital, along with the amazing Planet Jerky Premium Beef Jerky. The jerky that's on another planet. Seal and Peel wax stands. You bring the deal. We'll bring the seal. Plus, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports and why we are doing the Yinzer Report on the air. Well, Steel City, Pittsburgh, please come join me on my 60th, that's right, 60th episode, 39th live on StreamYard. This is the Yinzer Report, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is Ralph Calise, your host of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Good evening out there to everyone, and hopefully everybody's having a good Friday night. And for all of you that have tuned in, I thank you very much for joining. Let's just go over our newest sponsor out there. That is Raw Nutrition Supplements at GetRawNutrition.com. If you go out there and use the promo code for IESR, you will get 10% off your needs for raw nutrition. And please, like I always mention on the Yinzer Report, please do not discount our sponsors that I played in the set there. That's Premium Jerky, Beef Jerky, Vital Apparel, and of course Seal the Deal Wax Seals, and our new Get Raw Nutrition supplements. Please do not discount our sponsors on IE Sports Radio. They are very important to us. As everybody knows, this is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, and I am your host, Ralph Calise. I am the 24th member of the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. And yes, you can contact me on the X-Twitter account at Yinzer Report IE and at Calise R786 if you have anything you would like to get out there to me. And just one other quick thing. If you like the Yinzer Report and you like what I do here, also all the other shows on IE Sports Radio, we now have a supporters club, and you could see it on the bottom there. If you'd like to drop $5 of your money to sponsor your host here, Ralph Calise, on the Yinzer Report, as well as help the radio station IE Sports Radio, we would much appreciate that, and that would go a long way with our show here on the Yinzer Report. The Yinzer Report, as you all know from the beginning, is now at its 60th episode. Tonight is my 60th episode. I was given the reins of the Yinzer Report over a year ago by IE Sports Radio headman Larry B. and all his counterparts underneath there that they signed me up to do the show for the Yinzer Report, and I'm having a blast with it. I love doing it, and I hope everybody out there is enjoying the show. So this is show number 60. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start the show off with we're going to get into the Robert Morris Colonials, the NCAA basketball team that I reported on last week, the new winningest team in Pittsburgh that has taken the city by storm. But what I'm going to do before we get into that is I'm going to throw out an NFL trivia question out there change it up a little bit here because I haven't spoken much about football the past 3 weeks since football season ended with the Super Bowl. And I figured I'd report out there on some of the other Pittsburgh teams that are actually playing. And here's the question. Don't look it up. If you know football, I'm sure some of you have already seen the question because I put it up on the screen there already. If you know football, you can get it. You can get it. Like I mentioned, I go to lunch with a friend, and he always hits me with a trivia question. And he hit me with this one a couple of weeks ago. I tried to play it on the show, but I was having problems with my Wi-Fi that night, so I cut the show short. But anyway, here is the question. And please don't look it up. Try to answer it. Who are the 3 NFL quarterbacks who are left-handed to start a Super Bowl? 3 left-handed quarterbacks that have started a Super Bowl and have won an NFL MVP award in an NFL season. There were only 3. So you guys work on that, and I'm going to talk about Robert Morris, the Robert Morris Colonials, okay? And this is, like I said, this is the hottest team in Pittsburgh sports right now. And they went into last night. They played their first tournament game and the Horizon League Championship. They played Wright State. So here we go. I did a whole thing on it. The Robert Morris Colonials, as we know, they play in the NCAA Horizon League. They are the regular season champions. Their record at the time before last night was 23-8, and they were 15-5 in league play. The Horizon League tournament first game is the quarterfinal game as RMU. I'm going to say RMU because that's short for Robert Morris University. RMU earned a bye for being the regular season champs. The first team up in the tournament was Wright State Raiders. They were the 8th seed. They came into the game. It was being played at the RMU home court at the UPMC Event Center in Moon Township, PA. That's where Robert Morris University is located. It was game time now as the gates opened to the arena. They opened at 6 p.m. And as the gates opened, the women's team from RMU was playing their game to try to reach the semifinal of their tournament in the Horizon League. So that was pretty interesting right there. They were winning their tournament game as the gates opened, and the crowd was getting pumped up by this. The women's team winning, waiting for their team, the men's basketball team, to come out and play. The crowd definitely showed up in Moon Township. That Pittsburgh can be a basketball town, but of course we know Pittsburgh is a football town first and foremost. But if Robert Morris keeps playing like that, maybe something will change. This Robert Morris men's basketball team, though, sold out the arena on this night with a record crowd of 4,058 in attendance. It was a record. RMU has one of the most underrated venues in Pittsburgh. When it's packed, it's the loudest building in the area. With the RMU's women's team ending their game with the win, the early arriving crowd was ready for Wright State with the stirring and excitement waiting for their league champions to come out for warm-ups. As game time got closer and began through the warm-ups and the game, it was in display there. This game definitely displayed their qualities that made Robert Morris Colonials the Horizon League regular season champs. The crowd get a crazy state, even more filing in the first half for sure, turning a 10-point deflect into a 10-point halftime lead. So right there was a 20-point turnaround in the game. They were down 10 early, and they had a 10-point lead at halftime. I believe it was 41-31. Yes, it was. So they were resilient. They were balanced. They showed they could play defense, and they scored from everywhere on the court. And they wrote all these qualities to a convincing 21-point win, 83-62 in their first tournament game versus Wright State. Guard Cam Woods had 19 points, leading the top-seeded Colonials over Wright State. Robert Morris moves on to the semifinal Monday with versus 6th seed Oakland. RMU had 5 players score in double figures. Woods had 19, DJ Smith had 14, Josh Amojafo 13 points, and Alvaro Fulgares had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and Raya Prather Jr. had 13 points and 4 rebounds. This was RMU's 7th straight victory. RMU RMU plays 7 players basically in a game, so they're a 7-player deep team. The team relies on just 7 players, like I said, and they all log serious minutes. Tonight was no different, as the Colonials now have 24 total victories on this amazing season. As mentioned, their team balance is really legit. Their scoring in each half was very balanced. They had 41 in the first half, 42 in the second half, and March Madness was in Moon Township last night, as the fans were calling Friday night Hoop Township, and just not finished yet, as the RMU's women's team, as I mentioned, won, and the men's team advanced to the semifinals in their Horizon League tournaments. A couple of comments from the players and coach. The guard Cam Wood said, "We didn't want to let the city down. It would have been the last game. Losing was not an option." You got to love that fight right there in that kid. And Coach Andy O'Toole, his comment was, "I thought that it was an awesome environment in college basketball. Our performance mirrored the fans' energy in the building. The first 5 or 6 minutes, it was so loud, and that energy by them got them going. Truly an awesome environment." And what he meant by that was that's when they were down by the 10 points in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and they picked it up from there. The Horizon League, they passed out their awards earlier in the week, and boy, did Robin Morris, the Colonials really did good. They had the player of the year, his number 7, Alvaro Fulgaris. They had the coach of the year, Andy O'Toole, and they had the defensive player of the year, number 3, Amarion Dickerson. So right there, it shows you that the two out of the top 3 guys, they were voted league MVPs and award winners. All right, so let's get into their bracketology, as it's called now in basketball. So once again, they are the Robert Morris Colonials. As of they're 24-8, heading to the semifinal of the Horizon League tournament, which would be Monday. Their percentage to make the tournament is 27.3. An automatic bid is 27.3. An at-large bid is 0. And a most likely seed, if they do get to the tournament, is 14th. And the reason that is because from what I get out of that, that's a pretty low percentage to make the tournament. They have to win this Horizon League tournament to get in. Otherwise, they're not even going to make the tournament. They may be NIT bound. So here was another one, odds to make the NCAA tournament by win total. Again, it was same percentage, 27.3. Usually 26 wins gives you a 100% bid, but they're not at 26. They're at 24. 26 will give them the championship, like I just said, for the Horizon League, and that'll get them in automatically. They'll get an automatic bid. There was also a net ranking, and as of now, they are 146th. And what the net rating is the offensive and defensive ratings per 100 possessions on offense and defense. There's crazy stats out there on how they do this. So that is what the net rating is. And they have a live RPI rating, and that is rating percentage index. And right now they're at 112. They went down 1, even though they won last night. So they actually were 111 before the game started. And the RPI is it ranks the team's wins and losses and strength of schedule. So basically, we're riding the wave here of the Robert Morris Colonials, but I think they're going to have to win this tournament to make it to the dance of the teams in the tournament. All right, so Robert Morris is done for now. They play Monday. The next game Monday is against, like I said, Cleveland. Let's go to the comments and let's see if anybody has answered the question yet. And we'll start at the top. Let me get to the top here. Okay. We have the Bold North Breakdown says, Ralph, have a great show. Thank you, sir. Terran Rodriguez, good evening, Ralph. Have an awesome show. Thank you. Danny Mann, my nephew. Hey, Ralph, have a great show. Yeet. Larry B, let's go, Ralph. Thank you, Larry. Thanks for joining in. Hello, Adam Karnick. Hello, Ralph. The Penguins were sellers. They gotta feel a little unusual. Yeah, we're gonna get into the Penguins. I think there's a lot more going on just than that, Adam. But yes, I agree with that. Adam Karnick again. Did they win the MVP the same season they appeared in the Super Bowl? No, that is a good question. No, that is not part of the question. Brian Franco from the Boston show. Have a good show, Ralph. Thank you. All right, so we have the Bold North breakdown. All right, let's see. Here's the first answer. Bold North breakdown says Steve Young, Ken Stabler, and I can't think of the third lefty quarterback that played in a Super Bowl. I'm not sure Stabler won an MVP. All right. Let me just scroll down and see if anybody else answered the question. And nobody else has answered the question yet. So I will say the Bold North breakdown, you have two of the three. Steve Young is one. He won 2 MVPs. And Ken Stabler, yes, he did win 1 MVP. He did win 1 MVP. And if Larry B is still out there, maybe he could tell us the year he won, because Larry's the Raider fan out there. And I was speaking with him before the show, and I told him I have a great time with this question. But there is still one more guy out there, and he was the guy I got stumped on too. It took me like 10 minutes to get it. I had gotten Steve Young and Ken Stabler, like the Bold North breakdown did here, and I could not think of the third guy. But after 10 minutes and going through it, you're going to be very surprised when you find out who he is. All right, back to the comments. We have Adam Karnick. The Horizon is the very definition of a one-bid conference. No at-large bids come from the Horizon. Yes, exactly, Adam. And that is why they're going to have to win their tournament to get in, like I was saying. All right, next up is the Gorilla Gamblers. Ralph, great show. I believe that is my old boss from work. And if that is you, Rich, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for your comment. Oh, and there it is. The Bold North breakdown has gotten the answer. So he has cracked the trivia question, and that is it. Boomer Esiason. Great job out there by the Bold North breakdown. So, yes. So that is it. So the three guys are Steve Young, Ken Stabler, and Boomer Esiason from the Bengals. Great job. Great job. All right. I just wanted to throw it out there. I like throwing out the questions, see how you guys interact with the show. Get some interaction with the show is always good. All right. So let's take a quick break. When I get back, I got a mess of stuff on the Penguins, like Adam was saying, a little unusual for what they did out there at the trade deadline. But there was something even bigger that happened before that I couldn't believe. And I want to share it with you guys. So let me take a break. When we get back, we'll get into the Penguins. And we'll be back right after these messages. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, Wisconsin sports fans? I'm Dan, diehard Baholic, host of the Wisconsin Whistle. Check us out every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We're talking Green Bay Packers, Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee Bucks, Marquette basketball, Wisconsin football and basketball, and all Wisconsin sports. Don't miss us each week, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
All right, welcome back. And it's funny, just as I played the drop for the New York State of Sports, Ricky Keeler popped up in the chat. He said, "Have a great show, Ralph. Go Colonials." Thank you, Ricky. Thanks for joining in. And the back to the Bold North breakdown who answered our question tonight. Great show. Love the trivia, Glenn. Glenn, thank you very much. That was great. You got the answer. I'm glad you tuned in and chimed in and got the right answer. All right, so now let's get into the Penguins who have been playing a lot of games the past like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, week and a half. I don't know how you want to say it. And I'll put there it is. The Pittsburgh Penguins busy scheduled, challenged by NHL personnel and the trading deadline. So today was the trading deadline, and they did make a couple of moves. So I'll go through that real quick before we get into the games. And their first trade was they traded Michael Bunting to Nashville and D-man Vincent Desharnais. They traded Michael Bunting to Nashville, and Desharnais went to the San Jose Sharks. The Penguins received back, which I thought was a very, very weird player to get back, was defenseman Luke Schenn and a forward Tommy Novak, and a 5th-round pick in 2028 for Desharnais. So Kyle Dubas, the GM, cites that this trade is all about getting younger, motivated players carrying cover caps, as Bunting carries a large amount cap value for his time, and feels that the Pens can move ahead with their plans now that they don't have that cap looming over their head for Bunting. Then the Penguins today, they traded Anthony Beauvillier to the Washington for a 2nd-round pick in 2025, this year's draft. The Penguins, with this trade, added to their draft picks for this year. as Beauvillier's ice dwindled with the emergence of Philip Tomasino. I do believe they made another trade just before I came on, or it was announced just before I came on, and it was for another defenseman, but I don't have that for you right now. I will report on that when I get it, and we talk about it the next time. So now let's just get into the Penguins, who have lost 6 of their last 7 games, and it's been a crazy stretch that they have been in. I'll start out with their 20. Right now, they're 24-30. 24-30-10. They are last in the Metro. They are 8th in the Metro. They are 15th in the playoff standings, 9 points out of a playoff spot. And I looked it up. They have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. So it's safe to say I don't think they're going to be making the playoffs. Thus being the sellers at the deadline there and getting rid of a couple of players, like Adam said before, it was unusual. No big trades like Crosby or Malkin. Those are going to be Pittsburgh lifers. And Pittsburgh sports knows a lot about players like that. They play their whole careers in Pittsburgh and they retire as Penguins, Steelers, Pirates. It happens for every team. If you don't believe me, you can just go look it up. All right, so let's get into this. Their first game was way back when they played the Capitals. They lost 8-3. Capital Sidney Crosby was fresh off Team Canada victory at the Four Nations tournament. He scored his 18th goal of the season, 6:36 into the second period. That briefly tied the game, and then the Capitals took firm control from there. The goal was his 610th of his career, tying him with Bobby Hull for 18th in NHL history. It seems like every time the Penguins play a game and someone scores, it has reference behind it, history or a record. The Capitals scored 3 goals in a less than 3-minute span to take a 5-2 lead. That was in the second period. It was the surge to the 8-3 win. This, though, was the 72nd game pitting Sidney Crosby versus Alex Ovechkin in their careers. It was Ovechkin's 31st win of the legendary battle of the first ballot Hall of Famers. Ovechkin in this game didn't lack for opportunities for goal number 880 at the time. He spent nearly 5 straight minutes on the ice in the third period during extended power play to try to score. Ovechkin did not score in this game versus Crosby. The game featured before the face-off. The Penguins organization paid tribute to the Hall of Fame broadcaster Mike Lang during a pregame ceremony. Penguins opened up play as they rode that high, as they dominated the opening 25 minutes, only to be undone by the goaltending, a bad combination of real shaky goaltending and shoddy defense. And the goalies were Nedeljkovic, who got pulled, and then Blomqvist. So I'm sorry, Blomqvist started, and he got pulled, and Nedeljkovic came in and played the final 35 minutes. Their next game was versus the Rangers, and there was another loss, 5-3. This at the time was a third straight win. They trailed entering the third period, but took the lead on Ryan Shea's second goal of the game, giving that lead up 50 seconds later with the Penguins allowed 3 unanswered goals to lose 5-3. Another home loss. The Pens held the New York Rangers 15 minutes and 57 seconds without a shot, and the Pens are the second worst defensive team in the NHL. The Pens, however, had the first 16 shots of the second period. The Penguins of Kenny Malkin scored a goal. Crosby had an assist and became the 9th player in NHL history with 17 or more 60-point seasons. The Rangers scored 5 goals on just 15 shots. Oh, man, just crazy. Their next game, they played Philly, and they lost 6-1, and this is where all the chatter of the NHL stepped in, and I guess they were just terrified of the season that's going on out there in Pittsburgh. So this was after the game with the Rangers. The other note there was the Penguins had 42 total shots in that game. The Rangers had only 15 shots. So then they played Philly, and they lost to Philly 6-1. It was in Philly. It wasn't even close. It was like they didn't even show up. It was just bad. It was a bad game. It was like they didn't want to be on the ice. So now comes the rematch of the Pennsylvania Turnpike hockey teams. And days before this game, the Penguins team is just brought to a massive challenge and scrutiny. NHL personnel, These are people in the NHL. I don't know if we call them reporters or higher ups or whatever. Just brought the team to a massive challenge and scrutiny. NHL personnel challenges and scrutinizes the team first for how they play, with the potential of a Hall of Fame presence and their captain for the dismal periods of play and just giving up and falling further out of the playoff hunt. Some NHL personnel challenged the whole organization to get with it and play with heart for Sidney Crosby, because it's a laughable situation going on there right now. With that, the Penguins' always die-hard mentality to win in the Berg finally showed up. I'll get into that when they played their next game. Show up for your this is what the NHL was saying to the Penguins organization. Show up for your captain. Get in those corners. Take a hit. Block a shot. Because if there's a move, if someone's going in there is going to move, then go on and hit it. This is not Pittsburgh hockey right now out there. What is Pittsburgh? What is going on in Pittsburgh? I saw this article and I was flipping out. I was like, oh my God. And where's the response from the Penguins? There's no response from anybody from the Penguins. They're not going to challenge the NHL. But anyway, I guess they let that talking go on the ice, because now is the rematch of the Flyers at the Penguins. And they responded. It was a 5-4 win in overtime. Evgeny Malkin's overtime goal highlights his 4-point game as the Penguins answered the critics, winning 5-4. Well, this game at its start, I could say, was ugly, but it turned around, fueled by the other Penguins, future Hall of Famer, great Evgeny Malkin. Now, goalie Alex Nedeljkovic allowed 3 goals on 15 shots, was pulled for the second time in 3 starts. He was smashing his stick, throwing his helmet, flinging the top of his stick, screaming, yelling at his coach and teammates to wake up. This is great. This is great. This is all after the NHL challenged the whole organization. Mike Sullivan goes and pulls the goalie on 15 shots, and he flips out, throws a tantrum on the ice. But it worked out. It worked out. I give him credit. I give Nedeljkovic a lot of credit. Back to the locker room. The Penguins. Back to the game. The Penguins trailing 3-0 at this point went on to wake up. They did wake the F up and answer the NHL personnel to play for the city and its future Hall of Fame captain, Sidney Crosby, the leader of all this. Another future NHL Hall of Fame, Evgeny Malkin, as we mentioned, first on his game stats, scoring his second goal at 1:03 of overtime and keeping the rally satisfying his critics, starting up for the team and playing for his boy, Sidney Crosby. Second, Malkin scored the tying goal in the third period, added 2 assists. He now has the 13th most assists with one NHL franchise. Other Penguin teammates, too, to step up were Carlson with 2 goals, Philip Tomasino scoring a big goal and celebrating right there with the captain, Sidney Crosby, as Sidney Crosby assisted on the Tomasino goal. Crosby himself added the assist, won multiple crucial faceoffs, and there's the start. The Penguins now 492-49 when Crosby and Malkin record a point. So whenever they play together and they record a point, they have 400 wins. That's an insane stat. Let's not forget Joel Blomqvist, who relieved Alex Nedeljkovic, played 34 minutes, allowing 1 goal, made 21 saves. Another example of a Penguin player stepping up for the team and the captain, and especially his counterpart, Nedeljkovic. Blomqvist woke up. The Penguins have points in 10 straight home games versus the Flyers. This is tied for the second longest streak versus any opponent. So they woke up, but things went bad. They went sour after that. They played the Bruins in a Saturday game. That was this Saturday that just passed. It was their 4th straight home game. It was the battle of the black and gold uniforms. Nedeljkovic was back in net, and in my opinion was the star of the game, backing up his last game after being pulled. But this was their 5th loss in their 6th game. The aforementioned Anthony Beauvillier was still on the team, scored a shorthanded goal, and Ricard Raquel also scored as a valiant comeback, came up short. The Penguins with the man advantage after pulling Nedeljkovic for 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Just couldn't get the tying goal past Bruins goalie Jonas Caprasalo. And they gave up an late empty net goal, and that sealed their fate. Their next game was versus Toronto, and that was another loss. Sidney Crosby and the Penguins get a point. It was an overtime loss in their fourth straight home game, but lose 6-5 in OT. Captain Sidney Crosby had to carry the Penguins to victory, tried to carry the Penguins to victory, had a goal and 2 assists for the Penguins. He passed Bobby Hull for 18th on the NHL's career goal list and Gordie Howe for the 10th on the league's assist list. Crosby, 611 goals, 1,050 assists total. More NHL career achievements. Ricard Raquel scored 2 goals, including his 500th NHL point. So instead of wins, we are letting NHL history and players' career achievements all tell the story for the Pittsburgh Penguins in these games. This was the Pens' sixth loss in their last 7th game. And their last game that they played was versus the Colorado Avalanche. That was a game just before the trade deadline, and they lost that game 4-1. So there it is. That was a 2-week grind for the Penguins there. And I still can't get over the NHL calling them out like that. That is something. Adam Karnick is in the chat. By the way, Adam Karnick is a hockey guru too. He does the Chicago show, and he is one of the neutral zone guys who do a great hockey show. Him and Zach Puplis. Why use every expletive here where the Predators buying? The team is going nowhere fast. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they took Michael Bunting from the Penguins, and I think that was a pretty good deal for the Penguins, actually. I mean, Luke Schenn is an old defenseman, but he's been pretty steady. And they got younger with the guy Horvat, and hey, Bunting was going to be a cap casualty anyway, so he was just gonna ride out the season, and I think the Penguins did good. What the Predators are doing, I don't know, Adam. I'll leave that up to you, and you can talk about that Tuesday on your show. Thanks for the comment, though. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we'll take another break. When we get back, we'll get into the Pirates as we're coming quickly towards the end of the show here. And, all right, this is Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be back right after this.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, This is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter. At any time, be happy to reply. Always willing to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back. This is Ralph Calise, your host of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And let's get into Pirates spring training and Pirates baseball. So as spring training is going on, the Pirates are out there in Florida. Bradenton is their home where they play their games. And I came up just by what's going on basically in the first 2.5 weeks. I came up with my projected lineup for the Pirates. So I figured I'd share it out there with everybody. This is probably going to be way off because there's still a lot of spring training left, although baseball is right around the corner. But this is how I see the 2025 Pittsburgh Pirates, and this is the Yinzer Report's projected lineup. We'll start with the catchers. The main guys are going to be Joey Bart and Andy Rodriguez. And Andy Rodriguez will have the upper hand over guys vying for a spot, Henry Davis and Jason DeLay, because he has the edge because he can play first base too. So he's out there playing first base. As you know, Spencer Horowitz, the guy they traded for at first base, is injured, and he's going to be out, I think, the first 6 months. I'm sorry, first 6 weeks. So first base, of course, was Spencer Horowitz, but there are guys vying for that spot now, and we'll go through that as we go through. Your second baseman is going to be Nick Gonzalez. He'll probably be the starter, but you do have Jared Churrillo and Leo Verpagaro, who are both inside tracks as well. But Nick Gonzalez, he was a rookie last year. He came up and he did a great job. Your third baseman is going to be Key Brian Hayes. That's been his spot for years. He's healthy now. He's back. His general health will be the main story throughout the season with his back. But I believe he took care of that with the surgery, and he's been doing really well. Put down shortstop is going to be Isaiah Kina-Falefa. He is the most defensively versatile player on the Pirates. And playing shortstop, he had 28 defensive runs saved in 3,021 career innings. And he won a Gold Glove in 2020 at third base. So there you go. There is the defensive versatility. So he'll be at shortstop. Your outfield is going to be Brian Reynolds. He was an all-star last year. He's a very steady player. He will anchor the outfield. He can play all three positions. O'Neal Cruz, who got shifted from shortstop out to center field, he's on his way to taking the next step at center field, his new position, after his switch in the position went well last year. Remember at shortstop, he was making a lot of errors last year, and they moved him to center field because they got Isaac Kina-Falefa. And, they say the most important part of your defense in baseball is up the middle. Your catcher, your pitcher, your shortstop, and your center fielder. So they moved the guy at shortstop had the most errors in the MLB to center field. But, hey, it worked out. You also have Tommy Pham, who's going to vie for the outfield. And I don't know, I've been noticing lately, checking the box scores, Tommy Pham has been leading off. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if he does stay as the leadoff guy. And he was a veteran added to the outfield mix for his leadership and his steady bat. So keep an eye on that. If he's going to lead off, that'll be pretty good. Your DH, of course, is going to be Andrew McCutchen. Of course, this position is movable. Other players will get reps here. And McCutchen will get a couple of reps in the field. but DH will be his main spot right now for the Icon in Pittsburgh. So I put down the bench players for the Pirates. It's going to be Adam Frazier. He's going to be a veteran backup. He's back in Pittsburgh. Solid backup for any position again in the infield. Jared Torrio, who could be a starter too at basically second, short, or third. Well, not third because they keep Brian Hayes, but second base and short. He is the reigning NL Gold Glove winner for utility men. So MLB came up with a utility man Gold Glove last year, and he won it. I believe that was the first year they came up with it. Second year. You have Joshua Palacios. He's on the main track for a fourth outfielder. He's left-handed, but with great pitch hitting stats, and he has a .968 career OPS coming off the bench. So there's a good bench player right there for you. Billy Cook, keep an eye out for him. He could be vying for first base until Spencer Horwitz gets back. You have Nick York. He's going to be battling for bench spot 2 for the Pirates. And again, on Liover Peguero, he's experienced from last playing different position and gives himself a great chance for a roster spot. He's a young, flashy infielder with speed. And if you remember a show I did with Derek Shelton, one of his mainstays as a manager is he loves defense. So anything with defense will work out there for Derek Shelton. So that is basically the players that I have down here. Once the lineup comes out, we'll come back to this and see how close I was. Of course, your starting pitchers are going to be Paul Skeens. He's going to be the ace. Your veteran leader of the rotation is going to be Mitch Keller. You have young, exciting pitching star Jared Jones. He's going to be a mainstay in the starting rotation. And you have a starting lefty. It's going to be Bailey Falter I put down right now. I mean, there still are guys vying for a fourth and fifth spot, but I believe Bailey Falter is going to make it. He's a pretty steady left-handed pitcher. So Skeens and Jones can perhaps be the most exciting pitching duo in Pirates history and in the MLB in 2025. Top prospect Bubba Chandler is on the precipice of the majors. Your bullpen is David Bednar, Paolo Holderman, Dennis Santana, Caleb Ferguson, Kyle Niklos, Carmen Maldozensky, Peter Strzelik, and Tim Mazea. So this is the hardest part of the team to predict because the bullpen is the hardest to project after the front three of Bender, Holderman, and Santana. It's hard to pick out of those three who is going to be the closer, but Santana is having an excellent camp so far, so he might unseat Bednar of the lead spot there, the lead closing spot. Because he struggled last year. He had a lot of problems last year. He blew a lot of games for the Pirates. And that's when the Pirates were winning. Ferguson will get a look as a starter in the spring, so keep an eye on that. The other guys have major league success to their resumes and have pitched for the Pirates. Don't sleep on this group of non-roster invitees and rookies, too, because there is an opportunity to be had in the bullpen. And that includes pitchers like Ryan Boricki and Carson Fulmer and a prospect in the Pirates farm system named Mike Burrows. So that is some projections there for the Pirates lineup coming up in 2025. And if you haven't heard already, possibly, or I will say it's going to be opening day. When opening day comes, it's going to be in Pittsburgh, and the opening matchup is versus the Yankees, the New York Yankees. So we're going to get Garrett Cole, former Pittsburgh Pirate ace, versus current Pirate ace, young rookie of the year, Paul Skeens, on opening day at 4:15, opening day for the Pirates in Pittsburgh versus the Yankees. I can't wait. I'm pumped up already for that, just for that game. So here's some notes on Paul Skeens and his spring start last week. He dominated in his spring training debut. The All-Star Rookie of the Year already bringing the heat. He is now the main attraction in spring training, of course, and only in the second year. Skeens does not disappoint in his spring debut. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. 33 of 50 of his 54 pitches were strikes. Skeens did introduce his new pitches, and he's been working on a cutter and a two-seamer. Also in that game, their first-round draft pick in 2024, he was the 9th overall, Connor Griffin, number 43 prospect in the MLB right now. Hit his first Major League Baseball professional home run. Griffin was off to a very well-played spring training, and he has sprinted so hard that his helmet fell off before he reached second base. Griffin, when asked about his first career home run, sounded like years beyond a rookie, saying with a big smile, "That was a go-ahead run." So the guy hits his first major league home run, and all he was worried about was the lead run. Andy Rodriguez, as we mentioned, is the catcher in the catchers. He has a .417 spring average with a 1.283 OPS, and he was the star of the game Thursday. He was 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run. And just today, Jared Jones pitched again. I think it was his third start of the spring. He's already up to 3 innings. He had 2 hits, 1 run, 1 base on ball, 6 Ks, and he has a 2.35 ERA on the spring. So, as you can see, we're going along here in spring training, and the Pirates are ramping it up. They're giving their pitchers 3 innings now. All right, see some more chatter. Let's see what we got here. We did that one. That's Adam Connick. We have Freddie Carter, my man Ralph. LOA. Tapping in. Have a great show. Thanks, Freddie. You and Angela had a great show the other night. I was cracking up. May have been one of the funniest shows I've ever watched on IE Sports Radio. Great job. Thank you, Freddie. Thanks for joining. And there he is, Mr. Adam Kahn. Paul Skeens is going to skip every Cubs series, right? He can't annihilate in the White Sox instead. Adam, I love it. Adam Connick is talking about the Cubs and the White Sox because he does the Sidedown show. I just played his drop. It seems like every time Paul Skeens pitched last year was versus the Cubs, and he was like phenomenal. I don't know. No, I don't think it was the Cubs. Was it the Cubs he had the no-hitter in when they pulled him? And I think it was the Cardinals. But, yeah, anyway, when he pitches versus the Cubs, he's definitely 10 or more strikeouts every time. 10 or more. So that's what he's talking about there. All right. So, that's it. That's the end of the show. I was going to try to throw some Steelers stuff in, but there's not really much to talk about. I don't even know if I put it up in the here it is. I put some Pittsburgh Steelers news. No, but thoughts, yeah, not many. We don't even have a quarterback yet. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know what. And then they were on the verge of signing Justin Fields all week. Justin Fields. Let me tell you something. You cannot listen to anybody out there in Pittsburgh with their media. Because every person that comes available, whether it's a wide receiver, a quarterback, oh, yeah, he's coming to Pittsburgh. They don't know what they're talking about out there. I'm taking a jab right now at the Pittsburgh media. You guys suck, and you don't know what you're talking about. Because now it came out today that the Steelers' main guy that they want is Justin Fields, but they're saying the reason why he hasn't signed yet is because Justin Fields is afraid Mike Tomlin's going to pull the rug out from underneath him like he did last year with Russell Wilson. Well, guys, how's he going to do that? He's going to be the only quarterback signed. I mean, unless the Steelers are thinking of going somewhere else come Monday during free agency, and God, please do not sign any of those old guys like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I don't want any of those guys back. Just give Justin Fields the chance. He deserves it. He did nothing wrong last year. So like I said, thoughts? Yeah, but not many. They were at the combine, and they actually did scout. They scouted a lot of defensive linemen, from what I read out of the reports of what they did. So who knows? They may be looking to reshape the offensive linemen. And the Steelers have the 3rd highest salary cap money coming up this week. So something's got to be done out there, and I think Mike Tomlin realizes this, and so does Omar Khan, and they got to wake up, and they got to make this right. They got to make this right. They don't, like I said, they don't have a quarterback on the roster as of yet, and we're heading into free agency Monday. They still need wide receivers. They have George Pickens ain't going nowhere, like we mentioned on the Yinzer report. They still need guys to fill in for him. Najee Harris hasn't re-signed. They're not going to re-sign him. There's so many things going on that has to be done, and yet we don't hear nothing about it. And we got these idiots in the Pittsburgh media saying this guy, that guy, this guy, this guy, that guy. They're all coming to Pittsburgh. They're all coming to Pittsburgh. Yeah, okay. We'll see. Anyway, that's it. Not many thoughts. Like I said, hold on. We got a last comment here from our buddy Adam Karnick. Free Justin Fields. I still love the kid. Well, Adam, he's free. He's free. He can go anywhere he wants. Free agency is coming up. But yes, if the Steelers sign him, I just want Arthur Smith to take him under his wing and let the kid do what he's got to do because he does have talent. He's a young quarterback, and like I said, he was 4-2 for the Steelers before we put that old hag Russell Wilson in there, and he did nothing wrong. He did everything that was asked of him. And Mike Tomlin, he blew that coaching decision. But you guys all know about how I felt about that in prior shows before the season ended. So I'll put this up there. Thank you, Pittsburgh. It was a great show. I had a great time. Thanks for the over 90 viewers that are up there. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend and enjoy free agency. NFL free agency starts Monday. So have a great weekend and enjoy your sports in Pittsburgh. RMU is back on the court Monday. Tournament. I gotta check. I gotta see if Pittsburgh is hosting any rounds this year, but we'll get into that as it gets a little closer. The Pitt Panthers basketball team has fell off the earth. I think they're on a 6-game losing streak too. So the only thing they got left is the ACC tournament. We'll track them when that starts up next week. But anyway, thank you again. This has been the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I will say goodnight. Pittsburgh, thank you very much. And everybody out there, be safe and enjoy your weekend. Take care, guys. Thank you.